How often in our days do we have the chance to take a step back in time and experience the world around us the way it was when we were kids?
Children's minds are that vivid. Like, you'll see them playing outside and they're fighting a dragon, and they're really fighting a dragon.
In most situations, morphing back into that innocence and naivety wouldn't be very productive. But for Sarita, it's a practice that helps her greatly with her work.
I try to go back to that state of being a child. The whole world is a mystery, and I think keeping that alive is so important in your psyche, in your life.
Sarita Mielke is an artist who recently finished illustrating a 32-page children's book called The Tickles.
So these are the Tickles. We've got a little raccoon character.
After 3 years of drawing and editing, it's finally ready to publish.
He pops a little fin out of his jammies.
In a time where sitting down to read a paper book is becoming less and less common, Sarita values the permanence of books.
To be able to hold something and go through it and read it and see the colors, it gives a whole different life to it. Especially with kids, they spend a lot of time in front of the computer too nowadays with all the stuff that's provided for them on there.
Sarita started in the art program at VIU, where she studied 2D, photography, and drawing in her first year. But the graphic design students who she shared the building with caught and held her attention.
I really understood the way they thought, and even though I didn't know how to use a computer, I was pretty sure I could figure it out. Like, it looked pretty cool.
Although she switched to graphic design for the rest of her schooling, Sarita hasn't lost interest in getting her hands dirty with her art.
I'll start drawing just in a sketchbook, then I'll maybe move to pen and ink, and in a couple stages in, that's when I'll take my finished drawings, scan them into the computer, and then touch them up there.
The Tickles is the second book that Sarita's collaborated on with children's author R.C.
If I were an A and you were a B, you could climb on my shoulders and I'd help you see. Whenever I read his poems, they're so cute and they're so heartfelt and touching that I connected with that, and it was easy to draw for them. Like, the collaboration just happened really naturally.
Do you find that you make personal connections with all these characters?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
The Kiki is actually how I imagine my boyfriend to be when he was little.
Oh, cool.
And the cat is my cat.
And now Sarita is determined to share these characters with readers.
The artistic side of me wants my art to take on a life of its own into the world.
But she won't be able to do it without a little help. Sarita has set up a Kickstarter fund, aiming to raise $5,000 to cover publishing. But if she doesn't reach her goal by December 17th, the donations get returned to those who made them, and she's left back at square one.
I'm trying this route, we'll see how it goes, and I hope it's successful.
But this artist has broad hopes that go beyond just printing the book.
Being that the publishing industry, you are using paper, I want to have 5% of the profits from each book to go back to reforesting in the local area.
She plans to donate 5% of sales to Greenpeace Canada, and also hopes to give back to people.
I actually want to donate to a lot of the schools around town to put the books in there. So if I get the opportunity to come in and be with the kids as they're reading it for the first time, that would be really neat as well.
So if you'd like to help out Sarita, or you just want to find out who these Tickles are, a great place to start would be the Kickstarter page. For Go On Shaw TV, I'm Fiona Shedden.